Hello, everyone. Sunday evening again. Means my weekend's coming to an end. Means I got back to work in the morning. So as my last active item for the weekend, I get to do this. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So as you see, I got a big blank canvas in front of me and way too much light on that. So let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. There. All right. So yeah, I finished this section over here. It is complete, 50 by 40. Everything's kind of in the way, but you get the idea. There we go. Oops. All right. So I started on this part. It's just a continuation of that side. And do the other half of the castle. Then I will pull this whole thing down towards me and work my way up to the top. I've yet to figure out a way to secure this underneath and roll it back up underneath. But I do have a new desk here. It's an all new desk. I just got it out of the garbage yesterday or the day before, something like that. Not really out of the garbage. My neighbor upstairs got evicted. They put all of his stuff out. There were some Middle Eastern men that lived up there that were going to the university. When they graduated, they just left and went back to their country. And they didn't pay rent. They didn't do nothing. They were never here. They were gone. So the landlord came and put all their stuff out in the front yard. I came home from work the other day. All their stuff is out there, including this table. And it's a really nice desk. I mean, it's sturdy, solid. Looks almost like it's brand new, never been used. So I brought it in the house. It's mine now. And I really like it. It's better than that folding table I was using. All right. Koala Crash and Pink Poodle. Yes. Pink Poodle says, welcome, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down there. Yes, yes. Step one, when you come in the door, hit that like, hit the subscribe. I mean, if you've already subscribed, don't hit it again because then you'll unsubscribe, and that's not a good thing. So, hit the subscribe if you have not. That's out of the way. Koala Craft Pink Poodle will not be here tonight. They're gracefully spending some time doing things they need to do, but they have said they would leave my live playing in the background to help me get my watch hours up, which is what I'm working on now. I need to get my watch hours back up because I can't monetize again until I do, and it's a struggle to get them 4,000 watch hours. Glitter Angels, hello, Michelle. I worked all day yesterday. And today's really been my only day off of the weekend, and I go back to work tomorrow. But it is what it is. Pretty soon, things will. Hi, Hank. Things will iron themselves out at work to where I won't have to work every Saturday. Dreamer says done. Thank you, Dreamer. Connie, hello, Phyllis. So as y'all saw in my video, if you have not watched my video, you need to go back and watch the video that I uploaded the day before yesterday about these trays. They are awesome. They are amazing. I love these Firefly trays. They have kind of replaced my Archer's Arts, as you see. I love them. They're amazing. They're amazing trays. I like the color scheme too. Really cool. So, yeah, definitely have to go back and watch that. And I got my DAC Hannah Lynn Space Explorer, which was awesome. Usually I'm not a Hannah Lynn fan, but, you know, it's just Hannah Lynn. It's not a guy thing. But the astronaut one was absolutely beautiful. I had to get it. Just couldn't resist. Plus, I had 4,300 DAC points racked up, and so I was able to get a $40 discount, which means I only paid $4 and 49 cents or $4.99 for it, plus shipping, like $15 total. Oh yes, Dreamer, I love these. These are amazing. They're I just can't say enough glowing reviews about it. They're just awesome trays. I mean, I this one here was great. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love my Archer's tray. There's two problems and two flaws, and I showed them in the video. The first one is down there at the end of the lines right there. You can see how the lines widen out at the end, and it traps your drills right there before they go out the end, especially on round drills because they are a little bit bigger than squares. Oh, it's storming outside. Speaking of storms, y'all, keep people in Mississippi in your prayers. That was horrendous. A whole town got erased the other day, yesterday, night before last. Yeah, that was bad. Like, the whole town just got erased. I have never seen anything like it in my life. And I've seen plenty of tornado damage on TV, but to see the drone footage of the next morning before everything got, started getting cleaned up, it was the worst thing I think I've ever seen. Just bad. But yeah, the Archer's Arts has the two major problems. Those things on the end there where the printer makes its U-turn and goes back. And the other part is, yeah, they started making stoppers for them, but that's kind of a pain in the butt. Pull a stopper out and pour them out. Even when I'm shaping them, it's like, yeah, like on this one, if I wanted to get a stopper, I could get one put in there, but then I would put my drills in here and I would shake them back and forth to get them all lined up. And while you're shaking them, sometimes they work their way over into the spout and they fall out the end. So it's just a pain to keep having a stopper. You have to keep pulling out and putting in, pull out, put in, problem solved. Neat little switch. And you can do it all with one hand while you're just working, just like that. It's so simple and easy. Yeah. So yeah, I love the trays. I will be getting more. I don't know that I never use more than one tray at a time when I'm diamond painting. Why would I need more? But I don't know. I just feel like I need more. Work is going great. Which work? I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love the new job. I just I'm still having some issues with things, and it's stuff that I need to learn to do better and how to work it out and do organizing things in my head, which I probably need to go to a doctor and see about getting on some ADHD meds so that I can better concentrate on keeping things straight in my head. Because secretary, I am not, and I never could be, because I'm not that organized, and I'm not that good at organizing things that are not organized. As far as like making appointments and putting everybody in an order and everything. No, I can't do that. My brain doesn't allow me to do that, unfortunately. But otherwise, the work's great. I love doing the job. I mean, the job is easy. If all I had to do was just go out and do the job part, let somebody else schedule me the appointments, okay. But all this having to call 200 customers a month and try to organize them into, you got 15 different towns that you service, and they're all miles and miles and miles apart. So you have to go to one town one day, one town another day, one town another day. Some days you can actually fit these two towns in together and do them, do some from one, some from the other. Trying to put all these people into some kind of an order, I don't get it. It does not compute. Ooh, hear the thunder, y'all? Cool. All right, I think I got this color done. I was working on it before I went live. I was watching the end of the race and then watching some YouTube before I came live, and was working on this color, and I think I just finished it. Hank, you're gonna have to move, buddy. Here we go, y'all. See that? Just drop them right in there like that, and then whoop. Done. Yes, I know. Here, get up on the back of the chair, buddy. There you go. I don't know that I have any of that one. Do I have any of that one? I don't think I do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I got one. I've got one drill of that color. One whole drill of that color. Where was it? Oh, no, there's three of them. Okay. All right, y'all are going to have to excuse it. This thing needs the light. There. If I turn the light pad on, it like blows out the section I'm working on. See, that's just barely on. I guess it'll work. I can see the canvas better. I mean, it's not that I can't see it. I can see the colors. I can see all of the symbols and everything without the light pad on. The problem is when you're going to place a drill, it's so dark that you can't tell what direction the drill is aligned. And I have to keep this light here turned the way I have it. If not, it does. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, if not, it kind of does that. Yeah, that's going to have to work. I've got to be able to see the diamond paint. Where's everybody else at? Dreamer's the only one talking over here, y'all. I don't think I have any of that one. So I did have an interesting visit this week. I went to a house. I pull up, and the woman was on her front porch waiting on me. I just called her ahead of time, let her know I was on my way because because she'd asked me to do so, and she said, later in the afternoon would be better, and I didn't really schedule an appointment. I just told her, okay, I can be there like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I called her on my way, let her know I was on my way, and she's like, okay, I'll be here. She was waiting on the front porch, and I pull up alongside the house where the garage is, and she comes walking over, and all of a sudden I hear this sound coming from around the back of the house. I'm like, something like that, right? I'm like, what in the world was that? Here comes this big Tom turkey strutting himself across the yard to me, barking like a dog. She's talking to him like, okay, we know you. There's somebody here. There's somebody here. It's like he's like a watchdog. It's a turkey. She goes in and gets him some like feed, and she walks out, and he's following her like a little puppy dog right over to where she puts the feed down, and he waits for her to put the feed down so he can eat. She had a turkey for a watchdog, y'all. Hey, Christina. I just couldn't believe it, though. This turkey just walks around the yard. There's like 3 or 4 chickens there, too. She goes, the turkey ain't got to worry about. She said, he's gentle. It's them roosters you got to worry about. Ooh, there's lightning outside. I will refrain from making tornado jokes this evening because of Mississippi. But if we suddenly get cut off, y'all, it's because I got picked up and blown away. But I don't think we have tornado watch here tonight. We just got thunderstorm. The thunder is actually shaking my apartment. I don't think I have any of that one. If I do, I'll find it at the end. I do have a couple or a few of that one. Not enough to dump out. Yeah, I'll dump a few in. So yeah, I am loving this diamond painting, by the way, y'all. I really am. It's growing on me. And it better grow on me because I got a lot more to do on it. I have still got a long way to go. Wow. That was loud. It literally sounded like somebody just like hit the wall outside. It's shaking the apartment. I've never had thunder do that before here. "13 watching, 9 likes. Hit the like button." Yes, y'all. Come on. It's not going to give you cooties or nothing. Come on. Well, it went down to 8 likes. Somebody took their like away. Now I'm showing 8 on my end, Dreamer. 13 and 8. It was 9. When you said that, I looked up and it was 9. And then I looked back up again and it said, now it says 12 and 8. See, one person left and they took their like away with them. Don't take your likes away. I want your likes. I need your likes. Wow. I love a nice thunderstorm, y'all. I really do. It's one of my favorite things. That's not the wind. That's the thunder. It stormed a little bit last night too, actually early this morning. I fell asleep in my chair. I don't know. I guess I want to say 1 a.m. Fell asleep in my chair sitting here. I woke up. The sun was just starting to come up. Still was still sitting in my chair. So I got up and went to bed, and that was like 7 a.m. this morning. But yeah, just before I fell asleep, I remember it was starting to storm a little bit. Well, see, I can deal with earthquakes too, Dreamer. I went through one when I was out there. I lived in San Diego. It was kind of cool. It's actually the strangest feeling in the world if you've never been through it. It's like you're standing there and the whole world is moving, but it's not. People think an earthquake just shakes everything, and it really doesn't. It actually moves like side to side. And sometimes it's an up and down motion like this, but most of the time it's like a side to side motion, and it's like the weirdest feeling in the world. Yeah, I knew that, Dreamer. I spent about a year in San Diego when I was in the Navy. I got my first earthquake was the Big Bear earthquake of 1992, somewhere in the middle of the summer, or beginning of summer. It was like June, July, when it was a few days after I moved there. I was stationed out at Miramar, and I was on base staying in the Navy Lodge, and woke up and was laying there watching TV. And my ex-wife had this habit of when she laid in bed, she'd cross her feet at the ankles, and she would sit there and kick her feet like that, and would shake the bed side to side a little bit. And we were laying there, and the bed started shaking a little bit. And I said, "Quit kicking your feet." And she goes, "I'm not quit kicking my feet." And then I looked up, and the TV was up there on the little dresser doing a little dance, and I was like, "Oh, wow." And I went to go stand up, and the whole world started moving back and forth. I was like, "This is cool." Look outside, cars are rocking, alarms are going off. And I was like, "Wow, that was awesome." And I walked outside went out to the front door, and the housekeepers were out there keeping the rooms next to us. And I said, "Was that an earthquake?" And she says, "Yeah, that was just a little one, though. You missed the bigger one earlier this morning." And I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, about 8 o'clock this morning. It was a bigger one than that." I was like, "Wow." And I turned on the TV, and sure enough, they were talking about the Big Bear earthquake. It was kind of cool. And then when I lived in Maryland, 2010 ish, something like that, there was the one that happened in Virginia. And that one was like violent. Um, so odd because that whole area is never known to have earthquakes. And it actually kind of damaged the Washington Monument, I think. Um, but yeah, I was sitting there at my desk, and my son had moved up to Maryland to kind of live with me when he turned 18, and he was there. And I was sitting there at my desk, which my desk was right beside the wall. I had my desk was in the corner, and I was sitting there at the computer. And all of a sudden, the wall next to me had pictures and stuff on it, and all the pictures just came flying off of the wall, and the whole wall moved, just like wham, 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 like that. And I was like, "Whoa, what the world was that?" And I stood up and walked outside, and everybody in the apartment complex was outside, and just like this, like what just happened thing on their faces. And I was like, that was an earthquake. And turned on TV, and sure enough, it was breaking news. Earthquake epicentered in Virginia, shook DC, Baltimore, the whole area. And because that area over there, the whole land is like sand almost. Like there's a lot of sand in that soil from eastern part of Maryland, that it actually transmits the earthquake waves a lot more. So it's a lot stronger, a lot farther away than what it would be elsewhere where it's mostly rock. Yeah, Dreamer, I've got 2 sons and 2 daughters and 4 granddaughters. In fact, if you go back in my videos, we went live one night doing the Bean Boozled Challenge with me, Amber, and my son when I went to his place in Tennessee. Oh, hi, Ashley. You're here for now. Cool. Hello, Marie. Yeah, both of my sons have 2 daughters each. So I have 4 granddaughters. And then my daughters one's living in Atlanta. The other one's married and living in Tennessee. I don't get to see her that often because when I do make it up there, she's never available to come and say hi. And I think her husband has something to do with that. Um, and then the daughter in Atlanta went to rehab. She's clean. She's doing very good for herself now. She's got a job in Atlanta. I need to get over there and see her or have her come here for a weekend and hang out with me. And I need to get back up Tennessee to see the other ones with the granddaughters. I did see them. I saw my oldest son and my two granddaughters and my daughter-in-law and her family in Huntsville a couple months ago. I went up there for my granddaughter's cheer competition, and that was kind of cool. And then they had some pictures taken there at that one. They had a photographer doing pictures of some of the cheer stuff, and my granddaughter is a flyer. So, I mean, she's the one that goes up on top of the pile and, that kind of stuff. And the photographer took a picture of her as they were lifting her up, and her arms were out to her sides like she was flying, and her body was like stretched out straight, and she had her head up and was looking straight forward. And I was like, that is an awesome picture. And I got a copy of it, and I'm going to have that done as a custom. Hey, Caden. Yep, Caden. 4 kids, 4 grandkids. And I ain't even 50 yet. I won't be 50 till August. But I had kids early. My oldest was born when I was 19. So I had him really young. Oop, that was some strong lightning. Yeah, I need to get to see my kids. I haven't seen them in a while now. It's been a couple months since I've seen any of them. I mean, they only live like I said, my one daughter's in Atlanta. That's like 3.5 hours away, 4 hours. And then most of my other kids, well, actually, yeah, all of my other kids are in the area north of Memphis. And that's only about 4 hours away. So, am I putting the F's on? The only problem with sitting this kind of low at this desk is the E's look like F's, because if you have a drill here, like I have a drill like right there, and the one above it is an E, but to my eyes it looks like an F because I can't see the bottom line because the top of this drill is blocking it. And so I bet I'm putting these. Oh, that's a D. That's a F. That's a F. Okay. All right. That's a F there. That's an E. That's an E. That's an E. Okay. I did that on the last section over there that I did, the final 10 by 10 that I did last night and this morning. And I accidentally put a bunch of F's on the E's because they're almost the same color. Like they're like the color on the canvas is almost exactly the same. And they're both a black letter in like a pink colored square. And if there's a drill under, if there's already a drill in the space below it and it's an E, it looks like an F to me because of how low I sit to the desk. I'm just at that right angle that it blocks that bottom line of the E. Sounds like the rain has stopped, but it's still thunder and lightning. Caden, no. I didn't finish that one yet. It's still hanging in the closet. I'll get to it eventually, along with the 10 other WIPs that I have going in there at one time right now. I love the new desk, Christina. Love it. Free is always the best too. Absolutely free, and it's like it's in perfect shape. It's like brand new. It's like they took it out of the box, set it up, maybe used it a little bit, and then just left it, and it got put outside. So, and it's so easy to take apart and put together. It's got like, okay, the top is one piece, and it's got like a white bar mounted across, or like a white frame underneath of a wooden top, right? That goes all the way around. And then on the ends of the wooden top, it's got like little legs that are about that long that stick down off the corners of the frame that goes underneath the wooden top. And then there's two U-shaped pieces, and they have on the top they have like a hole, and it's kind of cut weird up there or whatever, but it's made to match up to those little legs that stick down so that it just fits right over top of them. And then it just slides together like three pieces. Done. Free is amazing. I was going through all that stuff, man. I got a desk. I got a bathroom scale, a hair dryer. I've got to clean this up because it's got stuff on it. Like it had some flour and stuff in the bag after my landlord threw all that stuff in the bag together with it. So I got to clean it out. But it's like this little thing like that. Yeah. Got that. Over here on the side, you can barely see it, but where my drills are at, my Harbor Freight containers, there's like a little end table there. And so I moved it over there. I got that. And a hair dryer, a lot of pots and pans and cookware, a pressure cooker, some more pots and pans, a big Dutch oven. It was kind of nice. Yeah. So I mean, just scavenging through the evicted neighbors' stuff. I kind of felt bad when I did it, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? They're not coming back. They moved back to Syria or Jordan or Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates. I don't know where they're from. Somewhere over there. And the bad part is they left their degree here. They even left their degree. They went to Alabama to get the degree, and they didn't even wait around long enough for it to arrive in the mail. So one day I come home from work, and there's this envelope sitting out in the bushes over there, right beside my door. And I pick it up, and it's one of those, the cardboard Postal Service flat rate envelopes, right? And it says I can see it on apartment H, which is the one directly above me. So I went up there and I sat it on their doorstep thinking, oh, they got delivered yesterday and they didn't see it and it's laying in my bushes. It rained overnight. And so, I went and put it up there on their doorstep. Well, a few days later, I come home and it's down in the bushes again. I guess the wind keeps blowing it off the balcony and dropping it down on the into the bushes. So I picked it back up this time, and you couldn't read the lettering on it anymore, but I knew already who it went to. So I wrote a note on the front of it, and it said, hey, it's from your downstairs neighbor. This keeps ending up in the bushes. All of us have a clip beside our door that the landlord uses to put notes and stuff to us in. So I stuck it in that clip. But when I picked it up this time, the top had kind of ripped open because it was so wet. And inside was a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Alabama. So they came here, moved in upstairs, lived here while they went to school, got their bachelor's degree, and left. And didn't even wait around for their degree to come in the mail. And they just stopped paying rent. The landlord kept putting notes up there. I could see the notes that she kept putting up there. And I came home from work the other day, and all of the stuff was out in the front yard. And I'm like, well, free for the taking. I wasn't the only one. There was other neighbors rummaging through. In fact, I was on Zoom while I was rummaging. It's really funny. So on Zoom, on my phone, walking around out there digging through bags and stuff in the front yard. Look what I just found, y'all. The flavor I'm using right now is Mr. Freeze, called Strawberry Lemonade. Very good. My vape shop had it on sale on clearance for $5.99 a bottle, or 3 for $12. Because the state of Alabama has an approved manufacturers list of manufacturers that are registered through the state of Alabama to be able to have their products sold here. So any vape shop that has that stuff in it that that's not on that list, they have to get rid of it. So they mark it down here to like $5.99 a bottle and sell it. So what I really hate is going into that store and buying these $5.99 bottles, because then inevitably I find something that I really, really, really enjoy, but I'm not going to be able to get it around here anymore because that manufacturer has not been approved to sell in Alabama. So, yeah. Hi, Diane. I think I got all the F's. I think I did. Dumped all those drills for like 5 drills that I needed. See how quick and easy that is? I urge you, all of you, run out and get these. These Firefly trays are awesome. And again, it's just like they slide together like that. So they stack nicely. Nice tight lid that kind of holds itself in place really, really well. But the best part of it is that little switch, the little stopper switch. All right. Yeah. And it's not a bad price for this. For the 2-pack together was $22.99. Adding the shipping and stuff, it came to $27 total for 2 trays. You ain't beating that, y'all. At least not for the quality of what you're getting here. It took a little bit to get, but again, they print it as you order it, so which makes sense on their end. That way they're not sitting on a bunch of product that may or may not sell, which it probably will, but they don't know how long it'll take. So they don't make a lot of product to start off with. You make it as you sell it, and then, you don't have any waste or very little waste. And it's even got the little trash drill spot right there. See? It's just perfect. Again, it's not much. It's a little shorter than my Archer's Arts. You can see there. It's not as tall, but it's still got a nice high sidewall on it, so that when I do shake my drills, they don't keep flying over the side like they would with a short wall tray. And the tray area itself isn't as big as the Archer's Arch tray, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, because when I shake all mine, all the ones that don't fit in the lines end up down here at the bottom anyway. And so then if I end up running out of ones up here, I just dump it over and shake a little bit more and they line back up. So, I don't need half acre of space for my drills. I got a bunch of this one. It's a pretty purple. It looks blue on camera, but it's actually really pretty purple. I wonder if I brought it in closer to the screen, if it would show. There it is. Yes, see? Now you can see. It's purple. Purple is my second favorite color. Blue is my favorite color. Obviously, you can tell blue is my favorite color. Everything I have is blue. That's why I'm glad my tray came in like a teal in the inside like that. Yeah, you can tell that's teal. Yeah. Okay, that gives you the perfect color right there. Yep. Get over there where you belong. Red. See, I like red too. I've got a lot of red in my house because of Alabama, but blue was my favorite color before, so it still is. But I still like red. Like, I think when I order another tray from Firefly, I'm going to order one in red, and they'll have them see if they'll put like a custom Alabama A on the top of the lid. But I might order another one in blue, or maybe another one in, this is the rainbow printing. Maybe order another rainbow one and have them put something on the lid like Diamond Dave with maybe a diamond symbol or something there. I don't know. It's taking a long time for the wax to come in that order. What order did you do? Oh, you're talking about my Best Mud? Yeah, she can sometimes takes a little bit because she has to make it, and it takes her sometimes a little bit to get to ship it and stuff because she doesn't get out every day to go ship. So, if you contact Beth, she'll make sure. It's Beth Minton here. She'll make sure you get it. It took a little bit for mine to get here too. When I ordered it. But she doesn't drop anything she doesn't already have in stock. So if she put it up on Etsy, she had it, and had it available. But she doesn't make it out every day to make it to the post office to go ship all this stuff. Yeah, mine took about a month and a half to get to me. Well, if Beth pops in, we'll talk to her. Or you can message her, message her on Etsy. She may have misplaced it when she made the pile of stuff up to ship and may have not set it with it or something, just didn't realize it. But I know Beth, and she would never intentionally leave somebody hanging like that. So you just got to bear with her and be patient. She's got a lot going on in life too. So hi, Hank. Hank is still being extra clingy lately. Today he was being a little turd this morning. Yeah, he was. He was getting under my desk and sticking his claw into my sock and getting it caught in my sock to where I couldn't, if I moved my foot, I dragged Hank along with me and he wouldn't let go. And as soon as I'd try to start pulling on my sock, let go, then he would grab the other claw in and grab it into my foot. And then he tried biting my foot and everything else. And I hadn't gotten to the point where I was having to yank my socks off just to get him off of me. And then last night he was sitting here, he was being a jerk. If it wasn't last night, it was this morning. Can't remember which. Arya was sleeping up in the cat tree like she is now. And Hank just ran up there, jumped up in there, swatted at her, and was like, chased her out of the cat tree and then jumped up in there and laid down himself. And I'm like, you little jerk. Now he's just sitting here staring at me. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, Hank. Yeah. Your people are watching you. Yeah, the king. He thinks he is. He thinks he's the king. Oh, Thunder's back. What's the matter, huh? What's over there? There's nothing over there. What are you looking over there for? There's nothing over there. He's like craning his neck to look over across the room at something that's not even there because nothing's moving. Arya's sleeping in the cat tree. Yeah, I'm watching y'all on the big screen too. I'm sitting here at this desk with a 65-inch TV probably 3 feet in front of me with y'all on it. I found a new YouTuber that I really enjoy watching, y'all. It's called Green Mountain Metal Detecting, and it is an awesome show. Awesome. The guy is like the Bob Ross of metal detectors. Um, he he's like very conversational with the camera, and when he finds something, he doesn't like hoot and holler and run around and act like a damn fool like some people do. He's like real calm about it. He's like, "Oh man, this is really cool. Check this out. This is what this is," and he goes and explains what it is, like what the item was used for, or what age it has to be because it was used by people to do this during this period of time, and it's like really informative, and it's just really cool. And he's like really calm and collected, and he's got a natural skill in front of the camera. Am I going to be having a stash of all my diamond, like a video of all of my stash? You know what? I think I will do. I will make a stash video. I think I will. Um, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, maybe that'll be another video I can make. Is I can pull out my stash and show it all off. The last one I did was like 3 years ago. A lot's changed in 3 years. And now that I've got this big open desk, I can probably do it very well. So yeah, I'll do a stash video. Excuse me, Hank. That's the name of it. Green Mountain Metal Detecting. He's just really cool to watch. I mean, I've got a metal detector in the closet that when I was a kid, my dad had friends that did metal detecting, and I used to go, we used to go out with him a lot and just walk around with him while he did it. And we'd go to the beach and we'd meet people that were metal detecting at the beach. And my dad was like one of those people that would just like strike up a conversation with everybody. So, he always made friends that way and got to know people. Really, Hank? Really? So I've always kind of been interested in it. And then a few years ago, I bought a metal detector and I just never had a chance to use it. And I took it out here one time here in the apartment complex. I took it out into the big dog walking area out here beside my apartment. And I found a hit and I started digging and I dug down and I found the main power cord bundle underground in a big rubber, like that big around, like a big rubber coated cable that big around underground leading over towards the big power box over here. If it's not the power box, then it's the cable distribution box. I don't know which. So that's the only thing I've ever found with it. Excuse me, Hank. I've got to work around him. Yeah, what are y'all working on tonight? What you got going on? Batman, DAC. Yes. You have to forgive me, y'all. I've never been a Marvel or DC fan, really. The only Batman that I liked, and the only person who will ever be Batman, as far as I'm concerned, is Michael Keaton. And the only person that will ever be Superman is Christopher Reeve. What was that for? Mr. Hank. Nope, really. I'm working on 30 by 40 cats turns into tigers. Oh, cool. Hank. Really? This is what we're doing? You decide to do this now? You had all day to do this. And you're going to wait to do it now? Huh? Yeah. Hey, Helen. Oh, was that a flea? Yes. You got a flea, buddy. Uh-oh. You know what? They're impossible to see once they get down in there. That's all right, Hank. Now I'm going to have to shave you. Yeah. Let me go get them trimmers. Y'all wanna watch me shave Hank? I shave him down like a lion. I'll just shave him all the way to here, leave him with the hair on his head and his face, and just shave everything else down except for, what's down here on this by his paws. That looked like a flea. I swear it did. It moved, and it's a little black speck. He has been scratching a lot around his neck, so I wonder if he doesn't have fleas. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some flea drops, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to get some flea medicine. I'm always joking about shaving Hank. I was going to shave him down, make him look like a lion. Yeah, you didn't like that idea, did you? You're not going to get shaved. You're not going to get shaved. No, Daddy wouldn't do that to you. You know better. If Alabama wins the national championship this year, you're going to get dyed red. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get some non-toxic kitty cat dye, and I'm going to dye you red. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Hank. It's time to get up now, okay? Okay. It's time to get up. All right, let's get up. Come on. Oh, get up there in the back of my chair. That way you're beside me and you're out of the way. Sound good? All right. Oh, this cat. Don't know what I'd do without him. Even when he is being a jerk sometimes. He got me really good the other day, y'all. Right there on my arm. I was sitting in my chair and I had my arms, you know, like you sitting in a chair with arms on. I had my arms laying on the arms of the chair and I was watching YouTube. And he jumped from about 5 feet away and jumped up to try to land on my arm of my chair, which my arm was laying on, and he missed. And he caught himself with his claws right in the side of my arm, right in my arm. And he was hanging off the side of my chair with his claws in my arm. Of course, my first reaction was I yanked my arm back. And when I did, he came with it. He finally let go, and that's what was left. That, and you can see right there on the back of my hand. Look at it, it's a perfect paw shape. See that? Yeah, that's kind of what I said to Dreamer, only in not safe for work words. And Hank got called a few choice words in the process. I was on Zoom when it happened. You know what? I don't care how tough you are, Dreamer. When a cat sinks his claws into your arm like that, ain't nobody tough. Oh, it's our own little, there's just a small group of us, like I think 5 or 6 of us that just get together. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? How you feeling? How's Sebastian doing? If y'all don't know, Sebastian is Michelle's hamster. And he's just the cutest little guy. Helen says, I finished DAC's Moon Goddess in February. In March, you started with Jade's Treasure, and you finished Diamond Dots as Forest Babe, and you finished with Diamond Dots Elegant Roses on 3/22. Wow. Yeah, I know. I need to get a chance to stop in over there at that Zoom and say hi to y'all. I really do. I just hardly get a chance. I'm working so much. I don't hardly even get on the other Zoom that I hang out with, the other ones. So, I mean, I get on there from time to time, but not very much. I mean, it's just kind of, when I get home from work, I still have to work. Like, I get home and I still have to call customers for the next day and the day after. I have to keep myself scheduled 3 days out. So, like, if I'm working today, I still have to have 3 days from now scheduled ahead. And a lot of that because I don't have time to call people when I'm at work because I'm at work and I'm driving and I'm, it's kind of hard to do secretarial work while you're driving. And I just don't get a chance to call in. So I have to come home. And when I get home, I have to spend my first few hours calling people. I've worked 105 hours in the last pay period. And this current pay period that started on the 15th and goes till the 31st, I have, how many hours do I have logged so far? This pay period. Oh, I'm missing a punch from yesterday. Oops. What time did I get done yesterday? Like 4 o'clock. So add the missing punch, add punch. Yesterday's date out for the day at, oh, no, 1600. Nope. $1,600. Done. Add punch. All right. So for this current pay period that started on the 15th, last week from the 15th through the 18th, I had 29.5 hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days, 29.5 hours. Actually the 16th, starting the 16th. So 16th, 17th, 18th, I worked almost 30 hours. This week I pulled 53.25 hours. So I'm always at work, it feels like. Even when I'm home, I'm at work. Yeah, Helen's been really busy. I pulled this one out in, let's see, December and the beginning of January. Well, all of December, I did that Christmas one that I did during my Christmas premiere. I finished that one up. And after that one, I pulled this one out. And this is all I've worked on. Well, no, I was working on the Hank Custom when I first came back, when I first started back to diamond painting back in December. Before I got that Christmas one, I was working on the Hank Custom. And then I put it away when I got the Christmas one, and I worked on that one and finished it somewhere around, I think it was Christmas Day, while I was watching my Christmas premiere. While I was watching the Christmas premieres on Christmas Day, I finished that Christmas diamond painting. And then I pulled this one out and got it all set up, and I've been working on it ever since. Of course, I did a pretty big chunk over here and a pretty big chunk on that side, and I had it connected in the middle across here already. So from about here, from about here, no, right there, because I can still see the crease in the paper. From there down here, and then this whole section here, all the way up to there, I think. Yep. No. Yeah, all the way to there. So this whole section here was done. And then another section over here that was like 25 by 25 on the other corner was done. And then I had this here done in between, linking them that far across. I had all of that done before I had to strip all the drills off and everything to get ready for the new one. So that's what I've been doing all year. Oh yeah, Dreamer. This one's been a lot of fun. This is my third time starting this one, and this time has actually gotten farther than I have before. This is the farthest I've gotten on it, and the best it's looked yet. Because of the drill issue. Well, the first canvas was misprinted, and they had to replace the entire kit. And then the second one was the one they just replaced. I started on again and got a lot done on it, but the drills were popping, and I just kind of messaged her and told her that, and she replaced all the drills. Well, I'd already had so much done on it, and the drills were popping, and I'm like, I'm not going to leave them on there and then start with good drills from the rest of the way up. So I just stripped all the drills off, fixed any of the adhesive that I needed to fix from when I peeled the old drills off. I got some of that. I have some of the this double-sided adhesive. I have it in rolls, and I just replaced some of it that needed to be replaced in places. And when the new drills came in, I kitted them all up, unkitted all the old ones, and started over again. So I think that was when did those drills come in? They came in like late January. No, maybe late January, early February. And now I've gotten a 50 by 40 section done over here. And this here is a 50 by 40 section to do here. And so now that'll be my whole 100 across and 40 up when I finish all of this. Helen, I am working on the Magical Castle by Royal Diamond Painting, which is no longer available through Royal Diamond Painting. In fact, they don't do any more pre-made images at all. She's only doing customs now, and they're max color still, like this one is. This is 100 by 165, 100 colors. It's a big picture of the Disney castle. As you can see here, and there's like a statue in the front of the castle. There's Mickey's ears. This is water in front, and it's let me see. I have the picture of it on my phone. My phone is so slow. I need to go through and clear this phone off. Come on. I don't know why my phone is acting like this. Okay. Why does it keep telling me Messenger isn't optimized for the latest version of Android? I don't have the latest version of Android. Let me just restart the phone. But yeah, it's a 100 by 165 image of the Disney castle. You've probably seen it. It's a nighttime image of it. It's got like a glow around it in the night sky. It's kind of blue, like lots of blues and yellows. There's like you're looking down a river towards the front entrance of it. Like right here is the front door. And this is all reflection in the water here of what's up here. And to give you all perspective of 165 is 5 feet 5 inches tall. And 100 centimeters is a meter. So basically the meter is almost the same as a yard. It's only like a half inch longer than a yard. So you figure this is 1 yard across 3 feet. and 5.5 feet tall. So it's 2 inches shorter than I am. 277,000 drills. And where did my pen go? There it is. So, yep, that's what I'm working on. And this is, like I said, I bought it in 2020, February of 2020. So I've had it for 3 years. I've started it 3 different times. Yeah, there we go. Yes, y'all, I'm on T-Mobile. Yeah, well, Dreamer, when I paid $300 for the kit, you know, everybody else is like, I'd have just thrown it in the garbage. I'm like, not if you paid $300 for it. And I already had told my daughter-in-law about it back when I got it in 2020 that I was doing it for my granddaughter. You know, I keep my word on that. And so I knew I had to get it done. And I didn't really actually expect Haley to replace the drills this last time. She was really nice enough to do it. And I was really, really surprised by it and blown away that she was providing that level of customer service for me. And, but yeah. It's the company called Royal Diamond Painting. They no longer do pre-made images. All she does now is customs. She just stopped doing pre-made images like this. She stopped doing this image a couple of years ago because the supplier was crap and everybody that was getting paintings was having issues with popping drills and just misprinted. It was a nightmare for her. So she stopped using that supplier and she moved to where she was actually building the kits at home in Texas and shipping them out. Her thing has always been about max color. The bigger the painting you make or you order, the more colors you get. Like this one here was 100 by 165 and it had 100 colors. So all of her paintings were max color and you could get them huge. Like every single painting on their site had a huge option, which came with tons of colors. And so, yeah, they were kind of expensive, like $300. Some of them were 200, but whatever. She just had a sale. She might still have it going on. I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but she's just having a sale. She's trying to get rid of the inventory of pre-made images that she has now because she's going to stop doing pre-made images. And so everything on the site was 40% off until it's gone. And then after that, she's only doing max color customs. So personally, I want to try one of her customs in max color. And I also want to try one from Dreamer Designs. So that way I can review one against the other. Because I know Evermoment right now, Evermoment's always been my go-to. I've always gone to Evermoment for customs. And they've never done me wrong yet. But, I want to test the waters elsewhere. I mean, the industry has gotten bigger since then. More companies have come along that do it. And, I want to give them all a fair try and do it on my channel. Let people see what I go through with it. So, yeah, I think I'll probably end up getting 100 color, max color, or just a max color custom from her. And then I'll order one from Dreamer Designs too, maybe a different image. And we'll just try them and see how they work. But I will say this, customer service with Royal is amazing. If you don't get what you want, she will work with you to make sure you are taken care of. Haley is awesome. Maybe time to replace the wax. Yeah, I'm blown away, and the new drills that she sent me here for this are absolutely perfect, and they're actually more vivid in color than the other ones were. So this thing looks amazing in person. Um, the other one, the colors were kind of muted. The other drills that she was using for it. So yeah, it looks much better now than it did then. If I could bring the camera around here and zoom it all the way out so that you could actually see it up close, it doesn't look good. I'm telling you that now. Up close, it looks kind of like a mottled confetti mess. But when you stand back from this thing and look at it, it is absolutely stunning. Let me pull it up on my phone here. Phone is starting. There we go. Open up my gallery. Do, 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 do. Okay, there's what it actually looks like from a distance when you're standing back from it. Yes, Hank has been behaving himself, kind of, sort of. I don't think you might have missed it. If you look at my arm there, you can see he got me pretty good the other day. That's just a 50 by 40 section of the bottom right corner of it. 40 by 50 section. Of the bottom right, that's what's over here. This is the other half of the bottom section. So this is another 40 by 40 tall by 50 wide right here. And then I have the whole bottom done. I have the whole bottom up done up to 40 centimeters up. The final image. Yes, my phone is going nuts, y'all. Um, oh, there it is. That's what the final image will look like. So what's done over here and what you just saw is just this 40 by 50 of this corner right here. So about the middle of the door up to just above the wall here to the edge is all that I have completed. And on this image here, there's a lot more starry sky above the top of that middle spire. So it actually comes up to about here with some starry sky above it. No, Hank hasn't tried to, escape. He's always going over to the door and trying to claw at the little. He can see the daylight through the bottom of the door, and he's always over there, meow, meow, and trying to claw at the door like he wants to go out. And I'm like, no, you're not an outside cat. I don't know why you think you need to go outside. Oh, it is. It is going to look awesome. I can't wait. The thing is you're going to have a pretty sizable room to put this in, because if you hang it on the wall in a small room, it's going to look crappy, because you have to be back a distance from this one to actually make it look right. Because I'm sitting this close to it working on it, and I can tell that the Mickey ears are there, and I can see it, but it just kind of looks like a confetti blob mess until you move back from it, and then it really comes into focus. And it's like, oh, wow. Of course, on camera, it always looks better. I think I talked to y'all last week about doing a 24-hour live. I think I'm going to do it. I think I am going to do it. Don't know when. Just be on the lookout. Make sure you have the bell rung down below. Okay. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed. Ring the bell so that you get notified. And what I'm going to do is when I finally pick a date, then I'm going to do it. It'll probably be like a Saturday afternoon, overnight Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, and then finish like Sunday afternoon. Because if I do it on a Friday night, Mrs. Coffee goes live on Friday nights, and T-Mall goes live late on Friday nights. And I honestly don't want to interfere with them. And at the same time, I know that most people will be going to one of those two and wouldn't come to me. So it would be kind of, because I'm doing this to try to help get my watch hours up, because you need to get to 4,000 to monetize. And I've lost all of those 4,000 over the last year because I took that break, and I'm trying to get them all back. So I'm going to try to do a 24-hour live to get watch hours back up. So I'm not going to do it on a Friday night because of those two. And, they both get a pretty big audience and pretty good audience. And there's no way in the world I'd be drawing people away from either one of them. So I'm not going to do that. And I wouldn't even try to attempt to compete with them and try to take any of their viewership anyway, because I'm just not like that. So I would start on a Saturday afternoon, go Saturday night and Sunday morning, and then finish at the 24-hour point sometime Sunday afternoon. And I doubt I would do a live again that Sunday night. I really seriously doubt I would, but yeah, I think I'd like to do that. And once I pick a date, I will probably a week or two in advance put up the thing on my page that I'm going live on that date. You know how I do every Sunday. In the morning, I get up Sunday afternoon or whatever, and I go in and show that I'm going to be live at 8 p.m. I schedule a live, so I'll schedule it like 2 weeks out, so that way it's showing up on everybody's recommendations and everything else for that whole 2 weeks, so that way it'll get maximum exposure, and then the day I go live, maybe I'll get a lot more people in here, maybe even some that have never been in before, and I can start building my audience back up again. I mean, I've got the same audience pretty much I had before. I've lost quite a few. I know I lost a bunch for a while there because of other reasons that people didn't like, and I won't go into that. But yeah, people say it's better the way it is now. So I need to get those folks back that left, and I think that's the best way to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shoot for, I don't know, I'll pick a date, and y'all will get notified if you ring the bell, because you'll get notified of my intentions. Yeah, it's something I'm gonna have to just plan for. It's not something I can just go do. It'll have to be a weekend that I'm not working on Saturday, and it'll have to be one that I actually get some really decent sleep Friday night, so that way I'm not sitting here at the halfway point at 12 hours and just nodding, you know. Yes, I still have the Facebook page. I have a group and a page. But the group is still going. It's just I haven't posted in there in forever. I keep forgetting I got it. I'm really bad about keeping up on the social media side of things, and I need to start doing better at that. Um, keeping up and posting on social media and that kind of thing. I'm just horrible at it. I've got an Instagram. I've got a Facebook group, and I don't think I've used either one to promote my channel in God knows how long, because I just keep forgetting I have them. But see, a lot of times I need to get rid of the page, because a lot of times people mistake the page for my group, and they go in there and start posting and stuff, and I don't see any of that unless I actually swap over in my Facebook login to log in as Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave, and then I see all the notifications and stuff for that page. And I need to not do that. I need to, or when I do any activity in the group, I need to do it as Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave and not my personal Facebook. I don't know. See, that's how my brain works. Y'all are getting a glimpse into my thought processes here. I've thought about doing a Patreon, but that just means more work I got to do, because that means I got to provide something special for the Patreons. And I honestly don't know what I would do extra for Patreons that I don't do already. It's just like memberships. I mean, yeah, I could do memberships, but what am I going to provide extra for memberships? I mean, are people going to pay extra every month to my channel to just have some special emojis in the chat and a little badge beside their name that shows how long they've been a member? I mean, Yeah, Hank, you said it. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of planning to be done for the future here, and it was planning that I did at one other time, at one point in time, a long time ago, that never came to fruition because life changed so drastically so quickly after I started my channel, and everything went in kind of completely different direction. And now things are going back in the direction they were headed before that change, and now I have the chance to implement some of those plans, but I just don't know how. I know how to start a Patreon. I know how to start a memberships. I know how to do all that stuff. It's not that. It's just, I don't want to be like some. I don't want to be like some creators. Like I'm not going to name any names because I'm just not that kind of person. But um, there's at least one creator out there I know of that started a Patreon and said, "Come join my Patreon. You don't get anything extra for joining, but it really helps support me, and it's really nice that you do. But I don't have time to do anything extra for Patreons, but I still want you to join my Patreon." Well, I'm not going to do that. Why would I have people pay money to me for not getting anything in return extra, What? Really? Really, Hank? You going to hop down? You going to get down? No, you're going to sit over there? Okay. Good. You sit over there out of the way. That's good. You're only out of the way until I need to get drills. Then I can really work around you then even. So yeah. Michelle says hi. Michelle says hi, Hank. Michelle says hi, Hank. She says hi, Hank. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, Helen says hi, Hank again. Hank is just looking at me like, okay. It's not time for nothing yet, bud. Nope. Not even close. You just got an hour and a half. Yeah. Got an hour and a half. It's not time for nothing. No. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're going to rub your face on my hat. Okay. That's his favorite thing to do. He'll walk up, he'll sniff the bill of my cap, and then rub his cheek right across the front of the bill of my cap. And he would just do that over and over and over and over endlessly. I think it means that he's scent marking me, like he's marking me as his own. Like he's declaring ownership. My cat is declaring ownership of me. Because I've noticed Arya won't do it. Arya will sniff my hat, but she will not rub her face on it. It's like Hank is like laid it clear. That's mine. He can be, Helen. He can be. I think it's about time to refresh my wax. Or re-wax my wax. But I did do a whole 2 sections over there with the same wax I've got in here now. So oh yeah. You can see how much I've used it. If you look at the end of it, you can see it's black on the end. It doesn't show up as much on camera, but yeah. It's nasty. Whoop. Michelle, I love my Firefly tray. Oh my God. It's I don't see myself ever needing any other tray. And I saw another tray maker complaining that Firefly stole their design that's got a patent pending. Well, let me explain this. Patent pending does not mean you have a patent yet. That means your patent has not been approved yet. It means that, 1, the design is still fair game. 2, the patent that you hold does not count the shape of it. The outer shape could be, anybody could use that. It's the features built in that you have patented. This has a totally different set of features that that person has patented. So it's not a stolen design. It may be a similar shape, but it's not a stolen design because it has a whole different feature set. I don't understand why every time somebody comes out with something new, somebody else has got to go out and say, they stole my design. They stole this. They copied me. They stop. Don't do that. There's enough to go around for everybody. Okay? Some people are going to like this more than this. Some people are going to like that more than that. But at least there's options for everybody if we allow everybody. And if you stop anybody from, say that they did steal the same shape, okay, and they put a whole different feature set in it. Well, good, because that's called innovation. There's a reason why Elon Musk does not believe in patents. It's because patents kill innovation. If every time somebody came up with a design for an object or an item and they patented it, then it wouldn't lead to any more innovation because most innovation is done off of existing designs. It's making existing designs better and different and more usable and more user-friendly and more efficient. And that's how innovation is done. And if everybody patents everything that they come up with, there would be nothing new created because you couldn't base anything. You couldn't base your work off of another design. Hi, Terry. Well, the benefit of getting a patent, Susan, is say like this cell phone thing, okay? The patent on the cell phone thing, you have to lay out your design process, your manufacturing process, and how it works. You know, what features does it have, okay? And by doing that, it's like putting a copyright on it that says nobody else is allowed to make this item the way I make this item, okay? They're free to make something similar that serves the same purpose, but they're not allowed to make one the way you make it. And that's all a patent is for. It's a copyright. It's to protect intellectual property. But if everybody got a patent on everything, nothing else would be made because, yeah, this may be done like that other tray maker's trays as far as the shape and the this shape here, and the fact that the lids slide on like they do. But otherwise, this one has this feature, this one has that feature, this one has the little switch on the side feature, you know. So there's a whole lot more that this one has that maybe, yeah, it was based off the same shape as the other one, but it went in a completely different direction. You made it your own. It's just like so it basically wouldn't even be uh, a patent violation anyway. So like on YouTube, okay, I can't play Metallica's song on my channel, or I can only play a small snippet of it without being hit with a copyright. You can't play more than so many seconds or something of it. Okay. So the original song that they sing, they perform, whatever, I can't play it on my YouTube channel or I get a copyright strike. But if I pick up my guitar and I play the guitar part of that song and I sing it myself, then it's not a copyright issue. That's called fair use because I did it myself. I made it my own. And that's how Weird Al, it really started out a big thing when Weird Al started doing his songs. He does not need permission from all those artists to cover their songs and parody them the way he does, because when he does that, he's falling under fair use. But he himself doesn't feel right doing it without getting their permission to do so and their blessing. But yeah, he doesn't really need to because he's making it his own. So at that point, it falls under fair use. But yeah, the idea of getting a patent is like getting a copyright on something, a logo or a trademark or whatever. It's that's the point of a patent. Now, I'm in no way a lawyer, so I wouldn't. If you're planning on making something based off of somebody else's design or basic shape or whatever, don't say, "Well, Dave said I could." Dave is not a lawyer, but that's how I understand the law to be: is that you just can't make an exact copy the same way they do, but you can base a design off of theirs and make it your own by adding different features or making it work differently or whatever. And then it's not a patent violation. And yeah, Phyllis, I agree. It's jealousy. You know, everybody thinks that, well, if I'm the only one making trays, then I'm the only one making money. And now somebody else is making something that other people might want and may not want mine. And so now I'm upset and I need to try to stop them because now I'm losing money. And that's unfortunately the way the world thinks, but it's not the way it should be. It's called free market for a reason. And there's a reason why there's no such thing as a monopoly and why it's not allowed anymore. It's illegal to have a monopoly, even though some companies do have monopolies right now and they're not being prosecuted for it. True, Susan. That's my argument too. A tray is a tray. And you're always going to have people that like the one you make. Say you make one and I make one. They both look like this, but they both have different features. Some people are going to like mine. Some people are going to like yours. Just that's the way it works. Unfortunately, some people, whoever the first one was the one to make one like look that shaped like this or whatever, is saying, well, that person stole my work. That person stole my work. No, I didn't. Nobody stole it. They based theirs off of it and they made it their own. They added different features that aren't in yours. They innovated. Innovation is good. That's how progress is made. And somebody else is going to come along and make a tray that's shaped like this based off the same shape, and they might have other stuff added in that Firefly never thought of. That's the beauty of this, because now there's more things for everybody. Yep. Yep. Piss me off, I'm going to sue you. Piss me off, I'm going to sue you. That's, yep. That's the world we live in. And the more that the media focuses on these frivolous lawsuits and brings them to light and actually tells people about them, the more people are going to try to sue. I actually had a woman try to sue me. Okay. Well, she was suing me and the company I worked for. I had just gotten my CDL back in 2001. And I started out, my first truck driving job was with a hotshot freight company out of Memphis. They had 3 6-wheeler big box trucks with sleeper cabs on them. And they had 3 or 4, regular, like they had like 15 passenger vans without the seats in them. And we hauled freight. Like we'd go pick up at the Bax Global Air Freight in Memphis, and we'd take it to Chicago or St. Louis or St. Paul or St. Louis, Dallas, Atlanta. It's the stuff that just couldn't go on the plane, but still had to get there right away, and it would land in Memphis. We'd pick it up there, and we'd drive it to the final destination. And that was my job. And one day I was driving one of the vans. A piece of freight had come into Memphis office, and I had to take it over into almost downtown Memphis. And I came up to a T intersection, and I had to make a right. There was a street that turns off right before you get to that T intersection. It goes off to the right, and there was a right-hand turn lane for that turnoff. And this woman come up behind me. It was like rush hour in the afternoon, and she come up behind me, and I flipped my blinker on before I got to the turn lane. And when the turn lane was going to open up, the road had already started widening, but the lines on the road hadn't moved over yet to open a new lane up. This woman came over behind me just as I was moving over, and she tried to pass me on the right to get to that turn lane before I moved over. And I didn't see her. And we came to it was like a 3-mile-an-hour accident. I mean, honestly, I had just kind of gone like that a little bit, and she was coming up behind me, and she pushed up beside me, and her car was stopped like right up against the passenger side of my van, so she couldn't get out her driver's side door. So she climbed over the console and climbed out the passenger side, and I got out of the van. I walked over. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't see you there. I shouldn't have said that, but I know now, but I didn't know that then. And I'm like, she goes, no, that's why they call it an accident, sweetie. It's all okay. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Are you? She goes, yeah, I'm okay. I'm great. Everything is okay. We'll just trade information. So we traded information. I went on and delivered the rest of my load. She went on her way. There was hardly any damage to either vehicle, and maybe some scratches. That's about it. And a few months later, I get a subpoena, a summons delivered to my house. I get served these papers that this woman is suing me and the company I work for. And I was reading the list of stuff that she was suing for, And I was just blown away. Um, Rehab, counseling, um, physical therapy, MRIs, medical bills, loss of consortium due to emotional trauma, which, if anybody doesn't know what loss of consortium means, loss of consortium means that she was unable to perform sexually with her spouse because she was too traumatized by the accident. Yeah. A 3-mile-an-hour fender bender. I was just like, I had to go to court. I don't even know if they won or lost because I ended up moving away from there before the case was over. I showed up to court one time when I was supposed to, and they delayed the case. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. The company had already folded because the owner was a jackass and was doing illegal stuff. And so I was like, screw it. And I just never even went back again. Um, I thought it was so silly. But the one time that I went, I did have to testify and gave a statement. And I was like, look, this woman was not that hurt and that traumatized. She climbed over the console of her car to get out the passenger side. And she was walking around and talking and was really sweet about it and everything. So don't tell me she had all this trauma and all these medical bills and all of this stuff over that. And that was the last thing I ever heard about it. Yeah, she was a Memphis City employee. Oh yeah, they will. They will. If they think there's anything they can do, they will. We've got one here in Alabama. He's famous. If you've ever driven across Alabama, you see his face on every single billboard all the way across the state. Like one time when Brian came to visit us, we had to go to Atlanta to pick him up at the Greyhound station and drive him back, and that's a 4-hour drive back to Tuscaloosa. I got this wild hair up my ass. Like as soon as I hit the Alabama line, I started counting his billboards, and because he's famous here in Alabama, like if you say "Call me Alabama," everybody knows what you're meaning because this guy's logo, that's his slogan. Call me Alabama. It's Alexander Shannara. He's an ambulance chaser lawyer. I counted between the Alabama line at Alabama Georgia line all the way to Tuscaloosa, about 3 hours drive. I counted 25 billboards with his smiling face saying, "Call me Alabama" on them. And now the bad part is he's moving up into Tennessee because I went to go visit my kids and I was on my way up to Tennessee and I got into Tennessee and it says, "Call me Memphis." I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. The dude. Dude's expanding. No, the one that got me was when I drove a truck, especially. It was like, did you have an accident with a big rig? Call us now. We'll get you the compensation you deserve. And the reason why is because whether or not the truck driver was at fault in the accident or not, even if he's not at fault in the accident, judges tend to side against truck drivers and against trucking companies. And I've actually seen accidents where the truck driver was sitting still at a red light and got rear-ended by a car, and the truck driver was put at fault in the accident. I've seen it. Truck drivers are given a really bad rap by the police and the courts. It's really hard for them to do their job properly, and that's kind of why I got out of it because it's there's too much, for lack of a better term, bullshit involved with trucking. Um, But yeah, they already know, these ambulance chaser lawyers know that trucking companies normally, to avoid having the court ruled against them and all that kind of stuff, will settle out of court, even if it wasn't their fault or their driver's fault. Um, that's why, as a truck driver, if you have an accident, you are usually instantaneously fired from the company, even if you're not at fault in the accident. Even if the company says you're not really at fault for this, but I've got to let you go. One, their insurance company automatically raises their premiums, and two, um, chances are they're going to get sued and they'll have to settle out of court. Now, the ones I think deserve the compensation, it's like, did you or a loved one die from cancer and working in the shipyards? It's like, well, if I died from cancer and from working in the shipyards, then you can't really be talking to me. But yeah, it's like, those are the ones that actually deserve the compensation, is the people that worked for years in asbestos and ended up with mesothelioma. I think those families do deserve some compensation. No, they're not, Phyllis. They're not always the truck driver's fault, but the deck is stacked against them when it comes to the law and the legal side of things. Because face it, everybody wants their stuff, but they really don't like the way it gets delivered because they're always against the trucks. Get out on a highway, the one thing a truck driver deals with is nobody wants to be around the big truck. Oh, scary big truck. And they do stupid stuff to try to get from being around you or behind you or beside you. And they don't realize that they're putting their lives in more danger with what they're doing to try to get away from you than they are if they would just stay where they were. That's why I always advocated for, if all the truck drivers wanted to just park their trucks for a week to show exactly what would happen if we did, I was for it. I'd take a hit of a week of pay week or a week of pay. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because I got away from that. Yep, time for a refill. The hammer. And you know what? I remember him. I remember that, Phyllis. I remember the hammer when I stayed out there. Terry, I love these trays. You're like the third person to ask me how I like them. started this live. I love my trays. Yeah, exactly, Phyllis. I mean, it's true. It's like they advertise like I won this case for this guy for $13 million settlement, and you know, here I am working day to day, working my ass off, and somebody rear ends me, and I see up there that I could get $1.3 million in compensation settled out of court. Hell yeah. I would go home and literally break my own leg on purpose. Yeah, but you know what? I'd be willing to go through 5 years of a little bit of inconveniences as far as, paperwork and have to show up at court and everything else. I'd accept that for, a nice payday at the end. I hate to say it. I mean, they made it easy. I may not like the people do it, but you better believe I'd probably be one of the first ones to do it if I got the chance. I mean, why not? If the option exists, take advantage of it. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Susan, they are awesome. I tell you what, I will put the link up here because I think everybody should get one of these. And I'm not getting paid anything for it. I just like the trays. Um, I think that takes you to it. Let me check. Let me click. Yes. The ones I got are the Flint X. It's a two tray starter pack for 22 something. They have a plethora. I never get a chance to use that word enough, so I'm going to use it. Plethora of colors you can choose from. And if you message her on her Facebook group, which let me go grab that for you real quick, um, hi Hank, now I hear you. Um, Take you to their Facebook page. I will post that up there. If you go to their Facebook page and you message them, and you have something you want it to say custom on the side of it or something custom you'd like on a lid, you can do so as well. She's happy to work with you on that. In fact, I think it says on the site no extra charge. I think if that's just for like lettering on the side of of the tray, like down here on the side, like right there. But they also have images on their Facebook group of stuff that they've done on the lids for people. So if you want anything custom on it, you can do it. And it says, I think the stuff on the side is no extra charge. If you want your name on the side or whatever for no extra charge, she'll do it, up to 12 letters. Oh, I'm sure they probably thought they would get immediate relief. And I know I know where you're coming from. Yeah, you have to pay all those medical bills and everything, or you're responsible for them, and you got to pay them. But I guarantee that settlement is going to be for way more than what you're paying out in those doctor visits and stuff. I mean, you're still going to make out like a bandit in the end. Even after you pay the lawyer, you're still going to make out like a bandit in the end. So, I mean, where's the downside? That's kind of an incentive for people to do it at this point. I mean, that's why it happens so much. They're incentivizing it. Oh, I think we got another thunderstorm coming in. I just heard thunder again. The name on the Facebook page, I just put the group there. Facebook.com groups. She has two. It's Emily and is it Eric and Emily? I think are their names. Matt and Emily. I'm sorry. Yeah, Matt and Emily are the owners. They both post in there quite regularly, and it says admin by their name. So, but she also does post as Firefly Diamond Art, using her page. So you can message either one, and she would be happy to work with you on stuff. But the name of the Facebook page is Firefly Diamond Art. But I just put the group address there too. The link to their group. Again, I'm not getting compensated for passing that along. I don't get nothing for it, but I just like their product that much that I'm willing to help them out because they're really nice people and they make a great product. I mean, to be honest with you, the best way to sell this thing is just like this. Put the lid on it. Shake it up. You can even turn it upside down so that the lid where it slides on is down, and shake it. The lid ain't coming off of there. Shake it up like that, and then all you got to do is just there you go. If that isn't the coolest thing ever, I don't know what is. Oh, there's still a drill in there. Hold on. There, got it out. And then when you get done at night and you're not done with those drills and you want to use them again, you just slide the lid up on there like that. And then you just take this one and slide it up on there like that. And you're ready to work the next morning. You just pull that off, pull the lid off, and go right back at it. I wonder something. I hear you, Hank. Yeah, I hear you. I brought this down closer to the part I'm working on. Oh, yeah, that's better. Now the light doesn't overwhelm it anymore. See that? I hear you, Hank. Yeah, I hear you. I might start doing my live like this now. And then I can just pull the camera up when I want to do something wide shot. I like that better. Down. Thank you. Well, it's raining again and thundering again. Oh, you're very welcome, Susan. Yay. This is perfect sleeping weather too, y'all. I sleep so well in thunderstorms. They're so calming and relaxing. Now, I mean, not the severe ones, but like your typical, as my forecaster rack in Maryland used to always say, your garden variety thunderstorm. Is what he used to call them. You know, they were just like your typical, late afternoon, early evening, summer night thunderstorms that just kind of roll through and don't hurt anything. They just rain and thunder and lightning, and they're just kind of pretty, and they move on. I used to love sitting out on the front porch as they were going on and just watching and listening. But I don't want to see anything like what happened in Mississippi the other night because that was horrible. I was just dumbfounded when I woke up yesterday morning and I was going through YouTube and I was seeing all of the raw video from drone footage of what happened in Rolling Fork. I was just, for lack of a better term, blown away to just see a town erased. Just erased. And then I watched a video of a meteorologist from Florida analyzing the radar of the storm path and how it touched down just inside Mississippi at the western border with Louisiana, and it tracked literally hundreds of miles northeast across the state, and it actually was still on the ground at the Alabama border in northwest Alabama. The same tornado drove all the way across the state and hit 4 different towns. 2 of them got hit really hard. Well, actually, all 4 of them got hit really hard. Amory got hit really bad. Silver City got hit Winona got hit, but it was kind of limited damage there. And then, but Rolling Fork just got erased. I had never in my life seen anything like that. Even people that were looking at those OKC tornadoes, Phyllis, were saying that this looked worse. I've never. It's unreal. I mean, I've seen footage of the 2011 Tuscaloosa tornado here, which where I live right now was probably about 1,000 feet to the north of that tornado path. Um, if you look at the old maps, in fact, you go back on Google Maps. If you go into Google Earth, you get Google Earth Pro. It's free. Download it. You can actually go back in time and look at previous satellite images from years past. The National Weather Service actually had the people that do the sat cameras for Google take pictures of Tuscaloosa the day after that tornado so they could assess the damage and tell um, what the EF number on it was. And they had a whole rash of them across Alabama that night. Like that was Tuscaloosa was the worst one, but there was a bunch more up north and south. And on the 2011 map, the day after that, the satellite view of Alabama, you can see the scars going across the state in like diagonal patterns where all the storms went. And you can see it right through the middle of Tuscaloosa. Just it carved a path right through the middle of town. And when I zoomed in on it and was able to look at the apartments where I live in, they were like the damage path goes like right here, and my apartments were like right there. Yeah, it was it was ridiculously long. Like I said, the guy that was analyzing the guy that was analyzing the radar of it was showing how the radar shows the debris ball and shows the rotation on a different screen. Like they have like 4 different screens that they can use with radar to determine where the tornado is and how bad it is. And he was saying, okay, this is what the radar looked like with the precipitation. Now here's the wind velocities and directions map. And this over here is a special map that shows a certain type of reflectivity. And he said, you see that big blue spot? That's the debris ball. That's the debris that's literally in the air above the tornado. And he said, now, if you look at this big patch way up here, that's like 30 miles north of where the actual tornado is. He said, that's kind of stuff that it's not precipitation. And on the precipitation map, that's not really precipitation. That's actually considered some kind of name he called it. And Hank, really? He said that's actually stuff that has been thrown in the air and is now miles and miles and miles away. He's like, that's like baby pictures and pages out of books and notebooks and papers and things that have been thrown so high up that they're floating back down 20, 30 miles away. And that really put it into perspective for me as to how powerful that was when he was showing that. It just kind of, I've never lived through a tornado. I've never seen one in person. I never want to see one in the way those people did. I would love to go storm chase and see one like out in an open field where it's not hurting anybody or anything and take it in. But I'd never want to see one the way they did. And they had like very little to no warning. And it was nighttime. A lot of them were in bed and asleep and just had no clue. Nope, it's getting ready. It's raining really hard out there now. This thing got warm in this apartment. I don't know why. You got the heat set or the air set at like 73. If I set it any lower than that, well, even at 73, my bedroom is freezing. For whatever reason, my bedroom does not get the air to it. I don't think. Or it doesn't, it gets too much air to it. But it's also one of the walls of the bedroom is also one of the exterior walls of the house. Um, and for whatever reason, that, or of the building, and that room is always just cold. But on the other hand, the living room is just ridiculously hot. Level of destruction, Phyllis. Like, I guarantee when it all said and done, this one that went through Mississippi is going to be an F5, because it literally erased a town. An F4 would leave some of the buildings standing and even repairable. But when it's total destruction like that, that's an F5. But now, if it only had done it to one town and then dissipated, they may have labeled it. They may have labeled it an F5 or an F4, but they maybe still would have labeled it an F5 because of the amount it did in that one town. But a lot of times, sometimes a tornado will touch down and do a lot of damage in one town, and then it'll dissipate before it gets to the next one, and so it's only an F4. And some of the strongest tornadoes ever recorded with wind speeds and everything never hit a building. So they would have been F5s had they hit a building, but they were considered F0s because they didn't hit anything. They didn't do any damage. Or they have labeled it an F4. Sometimes that changes though after a while. Sometimes the initial label ends up getting changed either up or down. And it may be because the other three towns that it hit didn't get as badly damaged and weren't totally destroyed like the first one was. They take a lot into account when they label a tornado what the F number is. Like length of time that it was on the ground, distance traveled versus amount of damage done. I don't think the people in that town really give a shit one way or the other, whether it was an F4 or an F5. They just want their house back. They want their stuff back. Their lives are forever changed and not in a good way. But also, that F4, F5 does determine how much aid the affected people get. It's weird how that works, but that label has to be pretty doggone accurate because it does kind of play into the financial response part of it. As to if it's an F4, the victims don't get as much as they would if it was an F5. Yeah, I kind of agree with it. And I think it probably will get changed to that. I mean, we're only just barely 24, just barely 48 hours past it. So, I mean, there's still a lot of looking to be done. I mean, 23 people, is it, were killed? Countless more were injured. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, wow, it's 10:30 already. Wow, tonight has flown by, y'all. Wow. Tonight has flown by. There has been lots of conversation tonight. I like it. Tonight has actually been not too bad. Well, I will see you later, Phyllis. Have a great night. Don't work too hard. Anybody else watch NASCAR? See that race today, though? 3 overtimes. That was crazy. I've gotten a lot done on this tonight, too. Considering I had just started on this before I went live and only done 2 colors. I've been making good time on this painting since I started it. Like, I'm really surprising myself as to how much I'm getting done. But at the same time, I'm really enjoying watching this image come together. Compared to a lot of them that I do. And I think part of it is because it is so big that you don't have the whole image on your desk in front of you. Like that Christmas one I did was only like a 60 by 40. So the whole thing fit right here in my desk, like this. And I could see the image because it had the clear plastic cover. So I could see the image in front of me. I could see it laid out. And I was just adding the drills to what was already there. But in this one, it has, for one, the opaque cover. So you really can't see the image through the cover. And I'm only seeing a 10 by 10 centimeter section at a time. So as I finish a section, I finish another one, I finish another one. The image just kind of develops before your eyes. And that's the part I like about diamond painting. And so this has been amazing watching it come together. And it's just been kind of more motivation to get more done so I can get more of the picture. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I hear you. It's not time yet. No. Arya. Hi. Hi, Arya. Are you awake? I see you over there. Yeah. I will be glad to get away from this lower part of it, though. Even though blue is my favorite color, this is the most boring part of the image from like here to about here because they have that wall over there that like, okay, let's bring the camera back up. Move. I'm falling all over myself over here. And we'll bring it up a little higher. There we go. There's Hank down beside my chair. Okay. So you got over here, you've got that. Let me take my phone and my other stuff off. And you can see it's like there's the wall that's in front of the building. Like all of this stuff here is kind of the most boring part of it. The best part of the thing is the castle, which is up this way. And so I'll be glad to get all of this done down here and out of the way so I can actually start working on the castle itself as it goes up. That's the exciting part of the painting. And I kind of wish I had a table that was big enough I could just roll this whole thing out on it and lay it out flat on the whole table and just work on it that way. And my iPad, what is it? My light pad is only an A2. Do they even make an A1 light pad? And if they do, how big is an A1? I think I remember seeing something not long ago, and a guy was talking about A1 and how big it was. And I thought, man, that'd be an awesome light pad to have. I have, Christina. I really have. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but I mean, from here to the other side over there, I have to go up even higher. That right there is a 40 by 50 section. That's as big as some people's whole diamond paintings. And it's only just a small portion of this one. That's the part I find to be nuts. Actually, when I finish this section here, I will have approximately 1/4 of the diamond painting done. And that there took me approximately a month. So this here might take me approximately a month, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know. This depends on how much I work on it. So you figure 8 months to do the whole thing. Being conservative, I don't know. That's weird. I don't think I realized when I bought this thing just how overwhelming it was going to be. I don't think I have any of that color. I hear you, Hank. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. You know, I think overwhelmed was the wrong word. It's because you know you're not going to get it all done at one time. You know it's going to take a long time when you start out, but when you start working on it, to take it little bits at a time. That's why I only do a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter section at a time, because that way I only have to worry about that little piece at any given time. It'll fall together faster than you think it will. That's why I don't mind working on a big one. I mean, I know that it's going to take a long time, and I'm anxious to see what it looks like finished. But at the same time, if I work like this, that's all I got to worry about. Just that. Just worry about that right now. The rest of that will happen as I finish more and more of these little sections. Just like when you go to dinner, you don't pick your plate up and just shovel it all in your mouth at one time and try to chew it up. You take one little forkful at a time till it's gone. Some people just take bigger forkfuls. I've always just done a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. That's just 1,000 drills. Well, no, it's not 1,000 drills. 10 centimeters would be 40 drills this way, 40 drills that way. So 40 times 40 is 1,600. So there's 1,600 drills right there. Yeah, I think so too. And I'm looking forward to it, Susan. I really am. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like done. And the more and more I get done and the more the picture develops, the more I like it. At first, I was unsure because all I was doing was this water reflection down here. And it was just so boring. And I'm like, God, this is boring. And then I got up to here and I saw the door take shape. And I saw the Mickey head take shape right there. And I started seeing the Mickey reflection down here. Like you can see the reflection here and the door reflection. And that's when it all started coming together. And then I started seeing the balls on top of the wall up here. And then there's your first spire of your castle right there. The first big round turret is right here. That's when it started getting exciting to me. And I was like, okay, now I'm getting somewhere and I'm getting into something. But it's just like an image that has like a lot of 310 background and then you have like a central focus item in the center. Nobody likes doing that big background because it's so boring. You're not actually really developing any part of the picture. It's just a black background. I think after my live is finished, I might try to get this section done tonight. That'd be nice if I can get 2 sections done in a day. Wish I could do that every day, but I don't have every day to just sit here and diamond paint all day either. So but you figure if I do one 10 by 10 section a day, that's 10 days to do one line across. Another 10 days to do another line across. So let's see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Times 5 is 20. So basically, it took me 20 days on average to do that section right there, the big section on the other there, that 40 by 50. So another 20 days to do this, and then I'm at 40 days, basically a month and a half to do a quarter of it. So that puts it more into perspective. So maybe what, 3 months and then another 3 months to do the whole thing. So 6 months. Yeah, 6 to 8 months to do the whole thing. Which is a lot speedier than I did the 270 by 70s. I mean, I did those 270 by 70s for my granddaughters, and they each took me like 3.5 months each. No, Hank. Hi, Hank. Yes, I know. I see you. I know you exist. I think Hank thinks that I forget that he exists or something. I that's the only thing I can figure out. He needs to remind me ever so often that he exists. But it is getting close to that time for him, so I kind of understand why he is the way he is, because we're about 7 minutes away from being time. Yep. Hank. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I see you. I see you. What are you knocking over? You're a wrecking ball. You're a little fuzzy orange wrecking ball. Yes, you are. I know. You're a fuzzy orange wrecking ball. Okay. He's laying here purring, y'all. He just loves this. Yeah, it's about time, Christina. I'm getting ready to wrap this up, I think. It's been 3 hours, so we're close to it. So I think we're all going to get ready to head out of here, get him his good food. Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? You heard those words, didn't you? You know what that means, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you know what good food means. I know you do. Well, thank you, Christina. I'm glad to be back. I at the time I didn't miss it. Like I did, but I didn't. But I realize now, after having been back, how much I miss doing this. So I don't see myself going anywhere anymore unless it's something I absolutely can't control. So y'all, I hope y'all have a great week. Don't work too hard. Don't stress out too much. Just take life little forkfuls at a time. It's the best way to do it. Until I see you again, rock on, y'all. Roll Tide.